It's Monday, October 27th. Welcome to Scouting the League. Was an NFL weekend full of surprises. Maybe you call them upsets. No longer any defeated teams. The NFL is built for parity, which means everything an NFL team does matters. We will hit on that and more today here on Scouting the League. But first, let me remind you to go over, like, subscribe, share this podcast wherever you are listening and watching, whether that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or that video portion over on YouTube. Make sure you hit those buttons. Most importantly, share this with a friend. Whether you are in the football industry or just a huge football fan, there is somebody in your life that also needs to be listening to this, maybe gaining some insight, turning over another stone, whatever it may be. Share this with a friend. Head on over, give myself a follow as well. I am Rodrik David at Right Step ADV is where you can find me. 6 years with the Atlanta Falcons, working both pro scouting and Midwest college scouting. 1 year with the lowly Tennessee Titans as well, clear back in 2013. Perspective, time, and insight that you may not hear anywhere else. I'm going to be real. I am going to be honest. I'm going to be bringing you everything from the football world you need to know. Head on over, check out my website, rsafootball.com. That is Right Step Advising, helping agents, players, coaches, anyone in the football world do what they need to take that right step. Along with that is thescoutingcommunity.com. If you are a scout or aspiring scout, make sure you head over to thescoutingcommunity.com. For scouts, it is a resource, a non-union, union we'll call it, that is going to help you in any way we can. Again, a little bit of today's conversation lends itself to that, whether it's salary surveys, information on what's going on in the NFL and what other teams are doing, from good visits, bad visits, maybe calling out some of those things that need to be called out on the scouting industry. We are here for it. I'll take the arrows. It will be fully anonymous for you. So if you are a scout and you have not joined yet, head over to thescoutingcommunity.com and get signed up. And if you're an aspiring scout, learn how to watch film, learn how to network. What should you be doing now and into the spring to make sure you are set up for the best opportunity come this fall to be a part of an NFL front office? All of it is at thescoutingcommunity.com. While you're searching out there, make sure you go check out one of our partners, Blue Maka, over at bluemaka.com. That's BLUMAKA.com for the best insoles money can buy, whether it is improving performance, which it will do just by sliding into that shoe. Again, every trainer, every agent should be getting these as part of that care package for their athletes, whether it's recovery, plantar fascia, or that dreaded turf toe. BlueMaca.com has the answer for you. Use code SCOUTING20 at checkout to get 20% off that order and get that little discount to help you. And also check out the Inactive Company for sleepwear and those eye masks that are going to help you sleep better. That's inactiveco.com. Jill and Lori, guests on the program a couple weeks ago. Great product, something that I sleep with, my wife sleeps with, and will help you sleep better. When that head hits the pillow, fall right to sleep with that great sleep mask. Help improve your sleep and improve your performance as a result. Really excited about some upcoming guests. This week, we have Dane Brugler coming on to talk that 2026 NFL Draft. Fran Duffy here to talk linebackers on Thursday. Coming up, we have Jay Paterno from Penn State, talking state of Penn State, as well as other things going on in college football. Also, longtime NFL guy Gary Zauner, special teams guru, special teams guy that is out there helping all those best specialists in the NFL. Really going to be fun conversation with those guys. So make sure you check out our upcoming episodes. So this week in the NFL, the Jets find a way to beat the Bengals on the arm of none other than Breece Hall. Huge credit to Justin Fields bouncing back the way he did after comments from the owner that are less than desirable. Certainly some conversation I'm sure in that building regarding those comments. But again, the character you love, Justin Fields, is a man I would absolutely pay good money to as my backup quarterback. Again, head back and listen to the conversation on backup quarterbacks and exactly where I think guys like Justin Fields could thrive. He's a man I want in the building. He showed that getting the Jets that first win for Aaron Glenn. Again, after Aaron Glenn's comment. So again, huge credit to Justin Fields and that entire building for that one. Getting that first win is always huge. The Dolphins turn around and thump the Falcons. Mike McDaniel, huge win for him versus a spot that he spent some time. The Ravens, even shorthanded, control the Bears. The Bucs step back up, control the Saints. Kind of the theme with these teams, again, you see some consistency from really good organizations, and you see teams that look like you could count them out. Again, all of a sudden they are in a spot where they win games. The NFL is built for parity. There is a razor thin margin every week. It is hard to win in the NFL. It's built to be a 500 league. The teams that consistently win usually have at least a few things in common. Again, from the way the draft is ordered to the CBA agreed upon practice and meeting times, it is all built for parity and new teams and your team always having a chance, which is why today's conversation, it is absurd when some of these NFL teams consistently put themselves at a disadvantage because of the way they operate behind the scenes. Again, everybody wants the best 53-man roster, best 11 on offense, 11 on defense, 11 on special teams. How you get those 53, there are lots and lots of ways to do things. And then behind that, your scouting staff, your coaching staff, your support staff, everybody in the building, teams have a lot more discretion to pay those people, hire those people, do things with those people very differently. And again, you start to think about some of the trends with these teams that maybe aren't at the very top, but are consistently one of the places that is going to win more often than not. Again, the team that always comes to mind when I think about putting themselves at a disadvantage, which means a even bigger credit to guys like Duke Tobin, who's running the Cincinnati Bengals, from their wariness to do some of their upfront cash guarantees. Again, the way they have to structure contracts, the way they have to manage that salary cap, you're basically playing from behind. You're not playing with a full deck of cards. The small staff, the limited resources that they have. Again, Duke has done an incredible job. It is the Cincinnati way of doing things, but I would always argue that they are playing from behind. They are starting, 5 yards behind everybody else, which again goes back to huge credit to everybody in that building. They are arguably more efficient, but again, you have to be efficient and at the front of the game to consistently compete. You could make the argument, hey, maybe that is why things have been a little bit up and down in Cincinnati. Again, taking the coaching staff, the injuries, all that stuff aside, all of it plays into, hey, when you're playing at a disadvantage, which I think the Bengals are doing because of the way ownership chooses to run that franchise, it puts you behind. Again, every team in the NFL, I would say, except the Ravens, is also operating on somewhat of a limited budget from their scouting staff. Again, you always hear, hey, there's a salary cap for players. There's no salary cap for scouting staff. If you and your organization are committed to being the best personnel department, college scouting department, pro scouting department, you might have to write slightly bigger checks. Again, you're talking peanuts when it comes to what you're turning around and paying players and paying coaches. But again, the unwillingness to pay those people, the willingness to cut corners, lose good people because, again, a number gets a little bit too big. Again, the replacement cost and what that means off the field is showing up weekly. Again, the Ravens consistently among the best organizations, highest paying, willingness to develop, move people around, keep good people in their building. You've seen it not only in the Harbaugh tenure, going back to Coach Billick. Again, this is a team that is consistently competitive every year, regardless of what is happening with players, with the rest of the division, with the NFL as a whole. Come December, we expect them to be in contention. They'll get Lamar back. They are going to be fighting for one of those last playoff spots you expect. Again, the way the division's shaping up for them, they may still have a shot at that division title. That goes back to, this is such a solid, good organization from the top down that they will have a chance. You flip it around and start pointing to, again, teams like that, the Bengals in their division, who have to have everything lined up right because they are so short-staffed, so limited on resources, that Duke and his crew have to hit everything, have to probably be working extra hours, have to be doing more to where you can do some of the smaller things a little less well. Again, it is a tough spot to be in, which again, I can't say enough the credit to Duke Tobin and that staff to be where they're at. Again, really tough loss this week. Still think highly of them. Again, you get the opposite ends of the spectrum. You think about my time in Atlanta and a team that was willing to let some people walk over the years, not to pay them. And again, they go on, have a bunch of success elsewhere. Again, you can't just bring in new people constantly. The lack of evaluation and development aren't priorities for so many of these teams who are inconsistent off the field. You lose people, it takes 2 or 3 years to get the right person back in the place. Instead of having that good plan, having dedicated people evaluating and developing the people in your building. That is coaches, that is scouts, that is strength staff, that is dietitians, that's athletic training, that is everybody in the building. If you are putting the logo on, there should be a plan to have you developed, evaluated to make sure it is at the top of the game wherever you are at. Again, you've got different teams that take different stances on, we'll call them those nepotism and diversity hires. Don't just make those. If you're going to make them, evaluate them and move on if they're not good. Otherwise, make sure you're hiring the best people at every position. Again, there's never been a nepotism or diversity hire on your 53-man roster. Why is it accepted with scouting staffs, coaching staffs, and anywhere else in the building? It is unacceptable. It should not happen. Teams that are the most serious about consistently winning and doing everything the right way are finding ways to make the best hires, period. The mantra, coaches, strength staff, everybody in the building talking about that 1%, 1% better today. If you got 1% better with your scouting staff, strength staff, your coaching staff, QCs, everybody in the building, you are going to be taking those incremental steps to get better as an organization. And I can almost guarantee you that over the long haul, both short and long term, you will see the results of it. It will show up. Is your team doing the right things? Are they making the decisions that are going to put themselves at a disadvantage, or are they taking every step to give themselves an advantage? Let me know. Head over at Right Step ADV is where you can find me. Let me know. Is your team playing at a disadvantage, or are they doing everything possible? Let me know what you think. Tomorrow, we talk coaching hires on the college side. It is a wide open world. What could be on the hot play, and perhaps how scouts should be directing some of those decisions and having some input. It should be happening. Good scouts are evaluating everything. Again, who are some good coaches? Who are some coaches that you think highly of? All of that. We're going to keep watching. We're going to keep talking about the things behind the scenes. We're going to call out what we need to. And in everything that we do here on this podcast, we're going to keep scouting.